Hey everybody, and welcome to the daily scopes for the 20th of April. So there's a new moon solar eclipse, that's the one. New moon solar eclipse. I've put all that in a different audio, so it's either going to be in the playlist or in the link of this video, depending on where you're listening or watching this. So in this audio now, I'm just going to talk a bit more in depth about the Sun square Pluto energy, because it's squaring exact today at 27 minutes past 5 p.m. GMT time. So just want to talk about how it's going to play into the new moon solar eclipse, which I'll refer to as the new moon just to make it easier, but I'm talking about the solar eclipse energy as well. I'm just going to talk about how the Sun square Pluto energy, because it's a solar eclipse, so the Sun squaring Pluto, so Pluto's transformations over the next 24 months, because the effects of the solar new moon eclipse can affect us for this long. It's going to have a very Pluto vibe, so it's changing. For some of you, it'll be external circumstances, maybe changing a relationship, a job, moving away, ending some relationships, knowing ultimately that we are powerless over others. We can only control ourselves and what we can do, and it can be harsh, especially when it comes to our children and family members and stuff. So there's going to be a lot of transformation because of the Sun actually making a square to Pluto in this solar eclipse. So I just wanted to dive deeper into that, because this is exact today at 7:27, so it supports that sort of, the transformation and deep introspection that can be done, like I said, in the new moon. But it can also, because the effects last for like several days, 7 to 10 days, it can bring about intense emotions and power struggles that can stop us from getting to our goals, as I said in the new moon audio. But ultimately, this energy can shed light on the underlying psychological patterns and behaviours that are holding us back. So giving us a chance to really go deep into self-reflection and understanding, which at the end of it can lead to more self-awareness and awareness of the world and other people and your place in it. It triggers an intense issues with control for some of you, especially those with strong 1st, 8th house energy, 12th house energy as well, Aries, Scorpio, Pluto, Mars aspects in your natal chart as well, or lots of aspects to your 1st, 8th or 12th house as well. So Pluto, planet associated with transformation, depth and power, can create challenging experiences when it's squared by the Sun. It can bring up repressed issues related to power dynamics in your relationships, whether it be work, spiritual, personal, social relationships. But it will show us what control issues need to be worked through, and it's best to use this energy for that instead of getting caught up in manipulating and trying to control others with mind games and stuff like that. Focus on healthy communication and negotiation and compromise instead to resolve any issues that come up. Although it's challenging, Pluto squared to the Sun or Sun squared to Pluto can lead to growth and positive change, which is what the new moon wants us to do, to become more conscious and aware and intentional with our thoughts and actions. So this energy helps us to overcome fears, release old patterns and embrace new beginnings. So it should be approached with a sense of openness and curiosity, rather than being closed to what comes up right now, because some of you may be forced into this transformation out of your comfort zone, and you may not want to do that. But this energy can be incredibly empowering, and it ultimately lead to a more fulfilling life. So taking the time out during this transit to reflect on your spiritual and psychological and personal growth is good. Content creators can create content that talks about how we can become more focused on our personal transformation and how to overcome challenges, and emphasizing the importance of embracing change, to not only be open to new opportunities but to stop repeating our past, because sometimes we can just live the same day over and over again for 50 years and then have regrets at the end of our lives. So talking about issues on inner strength and how to overcome trying to manipulate others and work instead on managing ourselves in healthy ways, because sometimes we can get angry, especially when people crossing our boundaries. How can we, instead of being dominant and controlling and entering into these power struggles, you can give tips on how to avoid them or how to deal with them in an assertive but calm and cool way as well. Any content that helps, your listeners to take control of their lives and embrace transformation, giving them tips on how to overcome challenges, by sharing your own sort of like stories of how you overcome that, or how you're working to overcome your sort of like issues with control or lack of it, and how you enforce boundaries in your life, or how you need to, you know, just be open and honest and giving practical insights and how we can navigate the many obstacles, and especially the obstacles within ourselves that come up whenever we try to change. So yeah, that was the Sun square Pluto. Check out the video on solar eclipse. There's timestamps because what I've done, I've broken it down for each of the 12 sun, moon and rising. If you have a lot of, say for instance, Gemini energy in your chart, but you're actually like a Leo sun, then you may want to also read about Leo at this time as well. Also, if you have a lot of energy in your 8th house, so although you know your sun's in Gemini but it's in the 8th house, you may also want to read or listen to actually what I've written about Scorpio. So that's how it works. Like, it's not listening to this, I hope you know that astrology is really complex. I do my best in these daily horoscopes to, you know, provide you with the energy that you can tap into, because sometimes I've noticed in astrology it's fatalistic. Oh well, you've born with a lot of 12th house, 8th house, there's nothing you can do. But we've actually got free will. We can use our free will to overcome our astrology, just as we can use our free will to overcome our childhood experience and any other traumatic experiences we may have. Although it's not easy, don't get me wrong, having still dealing with mine, and it's something that we have to deal with every day. But if you want a better life for yourself, you can do it with you know, slow steady steps and building that self-forgiveness and love and compassion. And that's what this podcast and my other one, the holistic individual podcast, that I've been slacking on, but I'm going to start putting the links in each of the videos because I'm going to start regularly posting on that. It's been all over the place for about a year from next week. So yeah, just thanks for listening. All of you take care, and yeah, that was the daily scope for the 20th of April.